Welcome to the Power to Lift. By this point in your journey through the success formula, you've been taught most of the key ingredients to success. But these last two ingredients are the key that unlock the vault of pure joy. This ingredient, the power to lift, is, for many very successful people throughout the world, the big why. It is why they build businesses. It is why they work through any adversity or challenge in their path. Because they want to experience the greatest feeling known to mankind. The ability to change the life of another for the better. When a team of mountain climbers heads up the side of a great mountain, they link themselves together and they climb as one unit. Should one slip and fall, the others catch the falling climber and literally save his life. When the first climber reaches the summit, before he stands and enjoys the great view that surrounds him, he reaches down to pull up the climbers below so that they too can dance in the celebration of reaching the top. Once you have truly exercised your power to lift, you quickly realize it is the source of so much pleasure, it's difficult to stop. And you should feel no need to ever stop lifting others to greater heights.
But I think if I look back, what is my biggest reward for this business is really our mission statement, that we are a force for good. We can help people with our product, with our business opportunity. I think this is also why we stay and continue to contribute and work. And in the long run, I think that as the company gets bigger and bigger, they understand that it's not just enough to have good product and lots of commission. In the end, after people become successful, they need to have a purpose, a mission. And that's where I think the mission statement is so important. And in the end, you will find it most rewarding, not just because of the product or the business, but most rewarding is the fact that you can actually reach out and touch so many people. You can make an impact, you can make a contribution.
ニュースキンにフォースオブグッドとかナリッシュチルドレンあるじゃないですか。私は役に立つ人間になりたい。それから役に立つお金の使い方をしたい。それからためになる人間になりたい。ためになるお金の使い方を覚えたい。それを私はニュースキンで教えてもらったような気がするので、もっともっとたくさんの人たちにそのポリシーを伝えていきたいっていうのが本心です。
When our people are out recruiting people to come into the business and buy and use and sell our products, one of the motivators that they have and that I have is that by doing that, we know that we are saving starving children, we are giving hope to people born with genetic diseases, EB in particular, that would otherwise be hopeless. And that fulfillment that comes from helping and serving other people is maybe the greatest motivator that any of us can have to do the difficult things that we need to do to succeed in business.
This opportunity is a gift, and what you choose to do with the gift is up to you. It came to me as a gift. Meeting Blake and Nedra at the right place, right time, being faced with this opportunity to create a company, it was a gift. And I like to think I did well by the gift, still doing well by the gift, and still trying to help others appreciate the gift. And when you get approached with this opportunity, it's your chance. It's a chance for you to shine. It's a chance for you to see your dreams come true. It's a vehicle. What you do along the ride is totally up to you. If you do it with integrity, with love, with trust, and with positive energy, you'll be successful. If you let things, bumps in the road, interrupt your path to those things, you won't be successful. And if you don't give back, if you don't help those who have been helping you or help others in exchange for the help that you've received, you won't succeed.
Our distributors, our successful distributors, tend to want to do more of those kinds of things than most people, it seems like. And so they do. With their success that they have, they go start doing things that shouldn't build their business. They actually still do build their business, but in theory they wouldn't. They're just feeding a kid in Africa. But they're also exemplifying to their downlines the very thing that builds this business, is focusing on improving other people's lives. And so it does come back to help them more and more. And I don't know if they're born that way or if they turn that way when they get here. But having as your sort of initial premise behind this entire adventure a spirit of giving is actually the secret to success if you work harder than other people. So it's really what our business is all about. It's the thing that keeps me here. It's the thing that makes it fun to me, makes it satisfying. It's the thing I want to project to my children. I want them to have a spirit of giving, of self and time, talents, energy, money, to help other people. And even better if they can do that to create their own livelihood.
Well, that's one thing that distinguishes Nu Skin from other companies, as far as I can see, is the Forceful Good Foundation. It is good to make money, but it is even better to be able to share that with those who are not as fortunate as us.
I know that, in Blake's mind, that, because this company creates amazing wealth. I mean, when you think of how many millionaires this company's created and the fact that we've paid out over $5 billion in commissions, we've created amazing wealth in the hands of distributors. But in Blake's mind, if that wealth were put to simple hedonistic desires, cars, houses, all the accoutrements of wealth, I know Blake would be disappointed. Blake's position is, we have an obligation to make this world a better place, one person at a time. And the great thing about what we're doing is we are changing the world. When you think about, a couple of 100,000 distributors out feeding 80 million children food through Nourish the Children, that wouldn't have happened. Yeah, and some people will discount that. Well, that's only 80 million meals. And I'll say, you know what? It's only 80 million meals, but it's 80 million meals in the mouths of children who wouldn't have had that food had that person not made that personal commitment.
よくね、for you とかfor me とかっていう言葉があるんですけれども、自分さえ良ければっていう考え方の人っているとしたら、うまくいかないんですね。だから本当みんなが良くなるように考える力のある人の方がお互い助け合って、自分がまず助けるところからスタートしないと助けてもらえないと思うんですね。そういう気持ちがある方の方がうまくいきますし、もちろんそういう方に限って、ホース・ア・グッドの精神も伝わってくると思うんですね。だから今回のニュースキンもホース・ア・グッドのこの豚ミールとかね、いろんな配布なんかしていますけれども、それなんかもすごく快く引き受けてくれる方なんかは心の優しい方で、そういう方っていうのはまた周りの方に優しい方がたくさんいるんですよ。そういう方の方がニュースキンうまくいくかなっていうのがよく見えてきますね。
We may have a lot of money, we may have big homes and nice houses and cars and whatever, but if we don't help people in the world live in a better place just for world's sake, then we're not doing anything.
And so giving back to people, helping people, really is one of the core principles that drives people to success. And it's one of the characteristics that differentiates our most successful people from everyone else.
I love the tagline that I see on emails that I receive from one of our sales leaders, who is not a team elite leader. She's a lower level executive, and should be proud of that accomplishment. But the tagline on her email address is, helping people be the best they can be. And that, to me, is a perfect tagline, because that's who we want to be. We want to help people be the best they can be, whether that's as a distributor, as a gold, as an emerald, as a diamond, as a blue diamond, as a team elite leader. whatever level they achieve, we want to help them be the best they can be.
I think most successful people believe in that. Yeah, the more you give, and don't worry about what they come back to you, because most of the time you will not come back from the same person you help them. It's come back somewhere else. The guy's watching you.
A person of character would not just give to get. The very nature of our existence is to depend on one another. In fact, the opposite of lifting, helping, and serving others is to be selfish. Selfishness only satisfies a temporary and mortal appetite, and you don't want to be malnourished. In fact, selfishness eventually leads to loneliness. On the other hand, deeper happiness comes from selflessness. Someone once said, "In infancy and childhood, we are predominantly served. Our parents provide us with food, clothing, shelter, and nourish our spirits with love and companionship that gives us a sense of belonging and security. We develop kindred ties as we accept from them this service. The very act of our accepting is, in and of itself, a returning of the gift to the giver."
You know, one of the things that I talk about is that the greatest test of a man's character is what they do when they're by themselves. You know, and oftentimes when you're giving in a charitable way, it's something that nobody else knows about. Isn't that the best thing?
僕の力なんて本当に微々たるもんで、今現在あることは僕以外のたくさんの方たちが僕をサポートしてくれたから僕が現在あるんだと思っております。
For a long time, it was believed that perhaps governments should take care of people or whatever, but I think it's up to the individual to take care of each other. And when we first became a company, we wanted to be a force for good. We wanted to be a company that had a heart and gave back. We did it in very small ways in the beginning because it was what we were capable of. We also gave it through offering opportunity and seeing success in people. And now that people are beginning to have success, it empowers them to give back. And if you haven't learned how to give along the way, you won't become a wealthy person and all of a sudden decide you have enough and so you're going to give. The ability to give is developed along the way. Whether it's, yes, I'll do a meeting for you even though you're not in my group, or yes, I'll make a small donation at this time because it's what I can afford. Because what you learn is the joy that you got from doing that, even on a small level. I like to say that money is really just an amplifier of who you are rich as opposed to who you are when you were poor. It just grandioses your characteristics and virtues. Were you a giving person when you didn't have a lot to give? Then you'll be a giving person when you've got a lot to give. And so it's up to us now to develop the idea that giving is joyful, because if you do it, it will be. And when you get really successful, you'll be in a position to even more give back more and be able to make a big influence. But don't say, well, I don't have enough to give yet. I'm going to wait to give until I'm rich. Because the richness comes along the way. It's not going to happen just overnight.
A lot of attention gets given to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where we start out needing food, clothing, and shelter. But as we achieve those fundamentals, then there are other needs, wants, desires that creep up along the way. I think that no matter where you fall in your personal circumstances on that pyramidal hierarchy of needs, every person has a fundamental need and desire to be of service to other people. That's where self-worth comes from. Not from how much stuff you have, but how much good you're doing for other people around you, how you're promoting the positive influences of people around you. One of the reasons that I'm proud of this company and our distributor force and the individuals involved in our enterprise is because we've really placed that human need very near the center of our business.
The whole mission and purpose that brings us together is somewhat unique in that the way we succeed is by helping others succeed. So bringing our goals in line with the goals of those who work with us is fundamental to success in what we're doing.
Why do you work as hard as you do? That's a big why. That's a big why. Why do we work as hard as we do? Well, we're doing it not for ourselves anymore. We've accomplished everything that we want. We had goals that we set for ourselves that we set 15 years ago. But we have all these other people that have their whys. And so our goal is now to help them accomplish their whys.
That's the reason I believe Nu Skin is a great company. It's there to improve people's lives, and we do it through empowering other people to improve other people's lives, not just in a selfish manner. The way people become successful in this business is by helping other people become successful. And if you look around corporate America, that doesn't happen very often. Can you imagine buying a gift for someone's birthday? Let's say it's a beautiful gold watch, taking it to their home, and as soon as they open the gift and put the watch on their wrist, an identical gold watch suddenly appears on your wrist. Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, that happens all the time when you utilize your power to lift. I'm not actually sure that it works on material possessions like gold watches, but I know for a fact it works on a deeper, more rewarding level when you serve others. These magical experiences are called boomerang blessings. Simply put, when you give someone your time, your talent, and your energy, it comes back to you every time.
But if you're genuine in helping the other people and always think of the other people's success, when you continue to think of the other people's success, and it's very natural when the other people, when those people who are around you, they become successful because of you, you will be successful too. You know, it will be just a natural outcome from what you do, you know, with your heart, from your heart.
Well, I think it goes right back to the fact that if you help enough of your people make the touchdown, you know, they're going to take you right along because that is your success. That's the goal. And that's how the leader becomes the follower. A leader is not a leader through dictatorship. A leader is a leader by exposing everyone else's to their own talents. And they become the follower and the applauder.
You know, in the conventional corporate world, people get ahead by helping their boss helping improve their boss's life. Things that they can do to help their boss be more successful. And then their boss brings them along. In our business, it's really the opposite. People have their most success by helping people under them to improve their lives and have their own success. And that's how they spend their whole day.
Well, shortly after I became CEO of the company, I was the beneficiary of an email that I got from Blake where he had taken a few minutes to write down what he calls stream of consciousness shot at our secrets to success. And so for me, this was kind of a one-page instruction manual on how to be the CEO of Nu Skin Enterprises. And I wanted to just share a little bit of it because it's kind of a glimpse into Blake's mind and into Blake's heart that I think even our distributors might find helpful because it reveals a little bit of the way that Blake looks at the business. He says, in encouraging me, he says, pray every morning and night and often in between for Nu Skin to succeed in every way, for everyone involved so that it can be a tool for good, feeding hungry people and doing enormous good throughout the world, allowing many good people to have great success to be used in positive ways. Maintain an attitude that we, speaking of me in particular, are their humble janitors, doing all we can to make sure that the business will be here for them after they build. Make decisions based on the strictest integrity. Build them up and talk yourself down a little. Be firm and yet humble. Be smiley and delightful. Radiate optimism and joy and calm. Do your best to make each person you see feel that you are genuinely happy to see them. So there's a little glimpse into Blake's mind and Blake's heart. That's good advice for me, for all of us corporately, and frankly, I think for everyone in the field too.
Okay, so I have your curiosity piqued, and you would like to experience this pure joy. Great. Here's how you do it. First, you must discover within yourself the deep gratitude for all that you have. Large or small, reflect on everything which you're thankful for. And I'm not talking about the material things, but the deeper, priceless items which fill your life, your friends, your family, the air you breathe, the water you drink, the knowledge you've obtained. Then second, and the final step, is to simply seek out people who need those blessings in their life. And when you find one of those people, give, give, give.
Ask anybody who has been exposed to the success formula which of the 12 ingredients is their personal favorite. You'll likely get a variety of answers, but for me, hands down, the power to lift is without a doubt my favorite. I can think of no other way to achieve true success than to be a force for good in the lives of others. As you have heard throughout this video, many others feel the same way. John Wooden once said, "You can't live a perfect day without doing something for someone who will never be able to repay you." Over the course of 20+ years, we have learned that it is virtually impossible to build your Nu Skin business to any level of reasonable success without helping other people improve their own lives. It's probably the greatest fringe benefit of this business. Can you take a moment and think of 5 people in your life who are not getting to enjoy the pure joy that comes from helping other people? Write those 5 names down. Now take some time to ponder how you can share this fringe benefit of our business with them. The time you spend right now contemplating these 5 people and developing an action list for helping them is just another opportunity for you to enjoy the perks that come from the power to lift. Rewatch this video again, and I'll talk with you soon to share with you the final ingredient in the success formula.